Good afternoon, this is Rachel Wendell with BushcraftOnFire, and my mom was going to make some sassafras tea, and I wanted to surprise her and help her. What I've done is I've climbed up in a sassafras tree, and I've took these leaves. I've took these 3 leaves, and this one is shaped plain, and some of them have 3 lobes, and some are shaped in a mitten. This is what the bark of the tree looks like. If you pick it and sniff it, it smells like sassafras a lot. And I've eaten a sassafras leaf plenty of times. I like the little red ones. They have more of a taste in them. And the bark smells really good too.
If you look over here, we had a sassafras tree growing, and the sassafras tree died and we cut it out. But now all around the tree, all around in the grass, there's all little new sassafras shoots coming up, little new trees. And what the tree does is it throws off these sucker roots, and sucker plants start springing up all over the place. So with sassafras, if you yank out one tree, most likely you're going to end up with 2 or 3 more after pulling a tree out. Alright, what I'm going to do is attempt to get underneath this shrub down to the roots, because it's the roots that we're after in this case. Now I moved over to a different spot because the one that was attached to the tree only had a very, very short root. So I headed out to try to follow the roots underground, and we're going to try to get a bigger root out of this one. Okay, I've dug around here, and if you can see me put my fingers underneath, these sucker roots just continue all around the ground, and everywhere these roots shoot out under the ground, another little sassafras tree will jump up. So I'm dug under so I can give it a little bit of a tug here now. Alright, now we have a nicer piece of root to work with. I've got my canteen over the fire to bring it to a boil, and while that's coming to a boil, I'm going to go and prepare the sassafras roots. What I'm doing now is just simply brushing the dirt off the roots so that I can prepare them to put in my canteen to boil them. Alright, I'm almost done doing these roots here, and as one of the viewers commented, setting out sassafras on the internet or even in books can be just a little bit frustrating because there seems to be contradicting information. Some sites say to avoid it because it's poisonous, while other sites claim the health virtues and benefits of drinking sassafras tea. So I began to study it out, and I always have fun finding the history on these things. From what I could find online, this sassafras was first discovered by the French Huguenots, and they would consume the sassafras tea and love the tea, and just like with the pine needles with the natives, they were very rarely sick. And when the French inquired as to why they were healthy, the French Huguenots told them that they would make this tea and drink this tea, and even have people drink the tea if they had upset stomach from drinking water that perhaps disagreed with them somehow. And so the French passed this information on to the Spanish, who in turn passed the information on to the rest of the world about this lovely sassafras root. What I'm doing now is simply crushing the root, and that'll help release the flavors. Now, back onto this root, when it came to America, suddenly this plant was named as a plant that a person shouldn't eat because it caused cancer. It was an unhealthy. After World War II, this plant was taken and they made extracts of the oil from the root, and they fed it for 72 days straight to rats. And on their completion of their study, they determined that these rats had got cancer from the saffrol in the root. But interestingly enough, the very same saffrol that's in the sassafras root is found in mace, is found in nutmeg, and is found in black pepper. And to be truthful, if you or I consumed what those rats consumed, we'd probably get sick too. What they did was take intense amounts of oil, the oil that is taken from the root, and injected them into the rats. And they said it's the equivalent to us eating 17 tea bags full of sassafras root extract for 72 days. Well, none of us drink sassafras tea that way. We all enjoy it as a healthy beverage, as a spring tonic. My water's come to a good full rolling boil, so I'm going to add my sassafras root. And what I do is I add the root and I bring it back again to a good full rolling boil, and then I'm going to remove it from the heat and let it steep for a good 15-20 minutes. Alright, I'm going to pull it off the fire. My good old Woodman's Pal is so handy for a lot of things. Just going to remove it, bring it over to my rock, and we're going to let this steep, and we'll let you know how the tea tastes. And it's time to test out our sassafras tea. As you can see, this one is a pinkish reddish color. Now, if you want to make a tonic like we do, we gather a bunch of roots and boil them on the stove in a big pot of water for about 20 minutes, and then just let it sit for 3 or 4 hours, and it makes an awesome concentrate. You can serve it chilled as an iced tea, or warm it up and add your sweetener and just enjoy it as a cup of sassafras tea. Now, as to the medicinal benefits of sassafras tea, it's taken for colds, runny nose, coughs. It also helps with indigestion. And as for me, well, I just plain old love sassafras tea, so I take it for my health. This is Tam Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire, thanking you for joining us and inviting you to tune in again for another video. Y'all have a blessed day.